Welcome to Kusum Yoga. Today we will learn Kusum Kriya, a set of breathing exercises which you should practice regularly, especially before practicing pranayam. Our respiratory system is a bridge between the conscious and subconscious, voluntary and involuntary, in short, our mind and body. This set of breathing exercises will clear our respiratory tract, strengthen all the organs in our respiratory system, will increase our awareness of inhalation and exhalation, along with a better control over corresponding muscles. Moreover, it will increase our pranic flow so that you can feel more comfortable and focused when you sit for practicing pranayam. Practice these exercises as per the given sequence. Please pay attention to the limitations as well as benefits of every individual exercise. The first is palm tree breathing or breathing from Tadasana. Stand in Shitala Tadasana. Lock your arms. Inhale while raising your arms towards the sky. Also raise on your toes. Exhale while coming down. Keep focusing on deep breathing. Try to feel the pranic flow with each breath. This is a very basic breathing practice and can be done by each and everyone. Practice it 10 to 15 times. The benefits are: creates awareness of breathing along with awareness of balancing, trains us to inhale using full capacity of lungs, provides exercise to diaphragm, helps organs to be restored to their respective places, restores proper alignment of spine. Next comes butterfly breathing, also known as arm stretch breathing. Stand in Shitala Tadasana, keeping your arms parallel to ground and in front of your chest. Inhale while stretching your arms sidewise. Exhale while bringing them back. Keep breathing through your nostrils only. Practice deep breathing, deep inhale, deep exhale. Fill your lungs fully. Practice 10 to 15 times. The benefits are: helps us to maximize opening of rib cage, activates middle section of lungs, promotes awareness of breathing with rhythmic action of diaphragm, helps in cleaning blockage in pranic flow, boosts rapid absorption of oxygen in our body. It can be practiced by almost everyone. Next comes bellow breathing or Vastrika. Vastrika has several variations. Here we are doing it from Vajrasana. Sit in Vajrasana and extend your arms at an angle of 35 to 40 degrees over your shoulder. Inhale while extending your arms. Exhale forcefully while folding your arms back. Make sure you are exhaling with the power of your diaphragm and chest, but not using your abdominal muscles. Initially, start at a lower speed, around 20 to 25 counts a minute. With gradual progression, you can increase the speed. Inhale and exhale through your nostrils only. Chika has several benefits. Forceful exhalation cleanses the entire breathing tract along with lungs, increases strength of diaphragm, clears blockages in pranic root, activates muscles in chest and clavicular area. Limitations are cardiac problem, vertigo, spinal abnormalities, and during pregnancy. Next comes dog breathing. The exercise resembles the breathing pattern of a dog. Sit in Vajrasana and place your palms on your thighs. Extend your tongue downward. Inhale and exhale through your mouth only while giving special attention to forceful exhalation. Engage your abdominal muscles to create a pump action each time you exhale. The perfection will come only with sufficient practice. Practice it continuously for 2 to 3 minutes. The benefits of dog breathing are also many. It increases awareness of diaphragmatic breathing, activates lower lobes of lungs, cleanses lungs and respiratory tract, trains to control movement of abdominal muscles, calms down mind and relaxes brain. The limitations are epilepsy and high blood pressure. Next comes rabbit breathing. The exercise resembles the breathing pattern of a rabbit. Sit in Shashankasana, take your tongue out and start breathing to your mouth, same as we did in the doggy breathing. But the major difference is here we will not engage our abdominal muscles for breathing. Rather, we will use only our chest. In this video, you can see the movement of the rib cage. As you can see, my abdomen is pressed against my thighs. So, the intensity of breathing is now lesser than the intensity of doggy breathing. Don't drop your chin on the floor while practicing. Continue practicing for about 2 minutes. Stop. Rabbit breathing activates middle lobes of lungs, creates awareness of thoracic breathing, helps asthmatic patients in avoiding attacks, promotes rapid relaxation of mind and brain. People with hernia and pregnant women should avoid this practice. Now comes cat and cow breathing or breathing from Marjarasana. Position yourself as illustrated in this video. Keep your elbows straight. The distance between your knees and between your palms should be same and equal to the width of your shoulders. Exhale and make an arch of your spine. Inhale, look up and press your lower back down. Exhale, make an arch, pulling your navel inside. Inhale, look up and press your lower back down. This is a very relaxing breathing technique. Practice this for 5 to 10 rounds. Cat and cow breathing activates upper and middle lobes of your lungs, boosts expansion capacity of ribs, promotes metabolism by activating Manipura chakra. A very effective exercise to cure your lower back pain, good for cervical health. Almost everyone can practice this. Now we will learn tiger breathing or breathing from Vyagrasana. Start from Marjarasana, means cat pose. Look up and extend your one leg while you inhale. Fold your leg while you exhale. While extending, raise your leg as high as possible towards the sky without bending your knee. And also try to maintain the curve in your shoulder and lower back. While folding, try to touch your forehead with your knee. Practice with both the legs 10 times each. Remember not to bend your elbows and stay focused on your breathing. It creates awareness and mastery over all sections of your lungs and chest. Folding action of legs helps expelling residual air trapped in lungs. trains chest and abdominal muscles for coordinated breathing, boosts spinal health, nicely tones abdominal muscles. It can be practiced by almost everyone. Next, we will practice Kapalbhati Kriya. It is one of the most important and powerful breathing exercise. Sit straight in Sukhasana or Padmasana. Practice forceful exhalation through your nose. Practice engaging your abdominal muscles and create a pump action by pulling your navel inward for forceful exhalation. People suffering from lower back pain can sit in Vajrasana or on a chair for avoiding aggravation of the pain. Keep exhaling consecutively and cautiously without focusing on inhalation. This technique is called passive inhalation and active exhalation. Kapalbhati is considered to be a panacea provided practiced under proper guidance. Beginners should practice in a slow pace or mridugati, maintaining 40 to 50 exhalation in a minute. As you achieve the coordination of abdominal muscles, start meditating on your Agya Chakra and visualize that your pranic gateway is getting wider day by day. Once you get comfortable, you can practice ranging from 300 to 800 counts at a time. Kapal means forehead and Bhati means glowing. Kapal Bhati boosts blood flow towards facial area and makes us look charming, promotes mental health and a healthy brain, improves digestive power, metabolism and cures constipation by activating our Manipura chakra, initiates weight loss and tummy trimming, reduces diabetes, cleanses our lungs. It is strictly advised to practice in a slow pace for the beginners, people with hernia, stomach ulcer, high blood pressure, and during pregnancy should avoid this practice. Now comes Agnisar Kriya. Sit in Mandukasana with raised heels, or else you can stand with your knees slightly bent forward so that your upper body can lean forward and your belly comes against the gravity. Now exhale with maximum capacity by pulling your navel inward as much as possible. Apply a breath lock or Jalandhar Bandh on your throat. Now start flapping your empty stomach in and out without inhaling again. Try to achieve at least 30 flappings during a single breath lock. With gradual progression, you will be able to achieve 60 to 70 counts in a single attempt. Be focused and pay attention that you are putting your full effort during contraction as well as relaxation of your abdominal muscles in every single count. Contract fully and relax fully. Practice at least 5 cycles at a time. Agnisar strengthens diaphragm and cures various lung disorders, gives nice massage to the internal organs and cures digestive problems, especially constipation, reduces belly fat and obesity, cures diabetes by activating pancreas, promotes healthy renal function. For women, it's one of the best kriya for ovarian health. Limitations are hernia, intestinal problem, high blood pressure and pregnancy. Hope it was very helpful. Thanks for watching.